It's yellow. Good. It's our lucky color. All right. Yesterday, witness J.M. said that his Hibagon had an overbite. What an interesting detail. Oh, I'm Kyle for Hibagon, Japanese Bigfoot. If you're new here, this is the video supplement to the book. You're welcome to jump in anywhere and jump around, but I recommend starting at the beginning. The book is the most comprehensive resource for everything Hibagon and Hibagon related. And so is this video series. We are also making new discoveries as we go and stumbling up against more mysteries. Maybe more mysteries than discoveries, but, that's life. So JM's Hibagon had an overbite. Okay, I looked back at our cadaver, our Hibagon cadaver. It has an overbite for sure. Now, this Hibagon is all relaxed on account of its muscles and tendons and flesh and skin being all gone. I think this Hibagon was female. She is all relaxed and lying down, and her bottom jaw has sunk down, just like mine does, after a night of special festivity. But in this case, she cannot snore herself awake because she's dead. So we have to help her close her mouth. I found a groove up here that matches the curve of this bone down here. Now, before touching anything, I consulted my hematologist friend. He looked and agreed, and that's where the jaws line up. So I cut out that bottom jaw very carefully. I copied it and pasted it back into position. And this really changes our Hibagon's appearance. I'll just go back and forth a few times, let you get used to the new face of our Hibagon friend. All right, let's stand her up. Maybe if she feels her legs under her again. There she is. Walk it off, Hibagon. Walk it off. Don't worry, she'll be feeling better in no time. Well, now the overbite is mostly corrected. It's possible, I think it's possible that JM's individual really did have a case of the overbite, just like this fellow here. But I think it's more probable that JM is describing this rather obvious prognathism. An overbite can be because of upper prognathism. Now, our friend here, her whole mouth and jaw are prognathic. Remember, JM is probably not a dentist or an orthodontist, and probably saw the creature from a distance, and maybe angle came into it, and maybe the creature's facial expression. There are a lot of unknowns, but overbite and prognathism, which we see here, they are related, at least in my mind. Now, some humans are quite prognathic, and some people groups. I don't want to be rude and point out anybody in particular, but Well, maybe you can think of some actors or athletes or politicians or somebody in the family of a politician. You can think of people that are strongly prognathic. The people indigenous to the boreal forest up here have a mandibular prognathism rate of 2.5 to 3%. But their neighbors, the people just north of them here, they have a rate of 16%. And other human people groups are much higher still than that. Here's a lady they call Australopithecus. And you can see that she's got that prognathism going on. She's got that prognathism and those hairy forearms. Australopithecus. That's kind of hard to say. Why do they have to give them such hard names? These these Australopithecus fellas were pronouncedly prognathic. Some more pictures of them. Now this fella here, they call him Paranthropus. Basically the same. Looks to me just a little bigger and stouter. I have human friends who are a lot bigger than me. I have cousins, blood cousins, who are a lot bigger than me. And on the other side, I have human friends and relatives by marriage who are smaller and more lightly and gracefully built than me, with different bone structure and skin and hair and eyelids and earwax and a lot of differences. Now, of course, these are all artistic interpretations. And remember the lesson of the oyster. Artist friends are trying to help, and they're doing their best. But nobody's perfect. Nobody really knows. Here are two artistic takes on the same skull. Same skull. Two very different skins put on by well-meaning and hard-working artists. Our girl here, she still has some of her own skin on, so that's kind of helpful for us to sort of mentally reconstruct her. So, J.M.'s Hibagon was probably distinctly prognathic, like our Hibagon here. It may have had some sort of overbite on top of that. No reason on earth why it shouldn't. We've seen that human people groups can be strongly prognathic, and pre-human, parahuman, near-human people groups can also be very strongly prognathic. And anyone can have an overbite, even our oyster friend here. All right. I took the octopus hot air balloon back to my friend Yozo at his octopus ball shop. I ordered me up some octopus balls and told my buddy Yozo all about our big adventure. Yeah, he loved hearing about it. This guy makes the best octopus balls in town. Say, I bet some of you didn't even know that octopus had octopus came with dried fish flakes and drizzled mayonnaise on top. Yeah. Well, that's enough anatomy talk for today. I have been, still am, Kyle, for Hibagon, your standard Japanese Bigfoot. Have a good day. Bye-bye.